Hey, it's Game Hydro. Today we're talking about Last Z Survival Shooter, also known as Last Z Shooter Run. We're going to go over some tips, tricks, strategies, and whatnot for the game. Now, if you've been playing this game for a little bit, you've probably already hit snags where you can't get to the next block unless you upgrade your headquarters, but you need to get to the next block in order to get some more summons and whatnot. So, basically to clear blocks as fast as possible, try to always have upgrades going. And if you can't upgrade your headquarters right away, then tap on the next thing that you need in order to upgrade it. For example, in order to get to level 7, you'll need a level 7 assaulter camp. So always try to keep upgrades going. In the early stages of the game, well, not the early stages necessarily, but you'll have one free 2-hour construction boost available. We've already used ours, and you can purchase more construction workers, as you can see here. But when you use the free hour boost, best bet is to use it a little earlier in the game so that construction times are shorter and you can consistently be building 2 things at once. Of course, you could also use it later in the game and just have 2 long projects going on at once. In fact, if you are so far into the game that everything takes more than 2 hours, then you can kind of get a little bit of a time boost there. Anyways, we're going to claim a prize, and then we're going to clear block number 37, show you battle a little bit. So always try to keep your strongest heroes in battle, and you won't have an auto placement button. So you kind of, if you got more than 5 heroes that are boosted to the max level, experiment and figure out what your strongest team is. You can see the power rating up top. 10.38k is the current power rating compared to 3.8 for the enemies. Now, of course, it's like those fake ads, except this one's actually real. When you come up to a boss, oftentimes they'll get to you before their hit points run out. So time their attacks, move to the side in order to avoid getting hit. Sometimes this bonus time thing will pop up, so you'll get extra experience points. You can't really move here. You just have to let it go for as long as it can, basically. And now we get all that extra experience points. Those can be used in the upgrading of your heroes. Let's complete that. Of course, you get lots of construction speed ups. Don't be afraid to use them in order to, obviously, speed things up. So, how do you upgrade your heroes? There's a few ways to do so. You can upgrade their levels. In this case, our levels are all maxed out for the headquarter level that we're at. You can also star them up. If you got enough shards, then you can star them up. Let's switch over to somebody we can star up. If you don't have specific shards for the hero enough, if you don't have enough of them for the star up, then you can use universal, or rather versatile hero fragments. Hit confirm. There you go. Plus, you can upgrade their skills as you get skill books for specific rarities. Now, the rarities we got A, we got B. There's also 3 different S-tier heroes in the game. You can unlock the S-tier heroes in a few different ways. Hit the plus button and it'll say how. You can purchase them, or you can use recruiting in order to get more heroes. Now, recruiting obviously happens at the bar. You can also recruit refugees. You can acquire more in adventures, or, of course, purchasing, because the game wants to push in-app purchases pretty hard. Over in the block area, of course, you can get more of those summons. Sometimes you're going to have to fight through some battles first. Occasionally you'll get bonus battles, such as this one, where you're not really at any sort of risk of dying. That's always a nice break. In these, just make sure to try to smash through as much stuff and as much zombies as possible. And then the next one, the next block, we get some summons. We just got some William fragments there, so we're going to show you starting up in a second. But first, let's go to the summon menu. You can either go to the bar or you can just hit go recruit at the bottom. Hit whichever recruit button you want. We're going to do ×5 there. More fragments. And with those William fragments, we can start him up. You can see that we gain quite a bit of power by starring him up. And that increases the base amount of power in all areas that he has, even more if you're at a higher level. Now, how to collect resources. Obviously, you can upgrade your farms and your lumber yards in order to increase the amount of resources you get. And to get more, what do they call them? Zents? Yeah, that's the gold coin currency of the game is Zents. Build more residences, upgrade them. Make sure to collect your offline income, though. That is right in front of your headquarters, and the game won't necessarily prompt you to do so. Tap this little chest right here. And plenty of food and wood and Zents. And hero experience will build up over time. Matter of fact, more hero experience than you probably need most of the time. Now, it's going to take a lot of resources to upgrade the headquarters, even if you got all the necessary requirements. We've got a lot of resources because we've been doing raids around the world. So, good way to get whatever resources you need. Either tap on one of the wood gathering points or food gathering points or Zent mines, and you can gather what you're missing. You can go to the farmland. Food can tend to be a little harder to get than wood, so your best bet, especially before you go to bed, but if you want to collect it all. But even if you just want to let the game sit for half an hour to an hour, is to send as many troops as possible. March them over. They're going to need to stay in for a while in order to gather lots of resources. But you're going to end up with a ton of them, especially if you leave them there the entire time. Or you can pull them out when they have all the resources that you need. Over in the, let's see, back to the headquarters. Tap on this little hammer button to see what kind of stuff that you can build that maybe the game doesn't even necessarily prompt you to build. Obviously, more lumber yards is good. Training ground so you can get hero experience. Laboratory to research technologies. The warehouse. This is hugely important when you lose your shield at the beginning of the game, because you can protect resources. And if you're part of an alliance, tap the little handshake button to get help. We're going to upgrade that again. Yeah, I know my battery's low. Who cares? Unfortunately. Another piece of construction going on. In this case, the assaulter camp upgrade. So we can't upgrade yet. So instead, we're going to look around at the various icons where you see red dots with little numbers in them. That means you got free prizes to claim. Obviously, you got the 7-day event in the top right corner. Hit the claim button on all of these. you get resource chests, and you get closer and closer to unlocking your first S tier hero. Challenge area. You can undergo different challenges in order to earn Laura. Now, some of these challenges, the battles happen automatically. For example, this one, can't really move them. However, you can hit skip in order to get past the challenge much more quickly. And you can keep doing more challenges for more rewards. You can get a lot of free diamonds. Tap in the bottom. Whenever you see the red icon, that means you got freebies to claim. In this case, free diamonds, free skill books, free speed ups. More free supplies. And more free supplies. 200 diamonds in one shot. That's pretty nice. Now you can use the skill books to go upgrade hero skills whenever your heroes are leveled up enough to be eligible to upgrade their skills. Over in hot events, you can see what events are currently going on. Hit claim all, and basically tap around where you see these little red dots and just keep claiming stuff until you claim everything. Now, that will, it may be a little time consuming, but you'll earn tons of free prizes that way. There's some of those Laura fragments that we earned a little bit earlier, and you can earn even more of them through challenges. Of course, recruiting after, let's see, where's that bar? As you can see, after 90 total recruits, you'll get your first S tier hero. We've got 42 recruits under our belt so far, so got a little bit of a ways to go in order to get our first S tier hero. But make sure to train troops as well. The more troops you train, the more you'll be able to send out, not only to gather resources, but to fight zombies out in the world and to attack other players. For example, take a look at this guy. You can attack if you want. Let's see, by scouting. Well, we don't want to remove the peace shield just yet. Keep that on as long as possible. But when your peace shield expires, go scout other players. You'll often find, especially with players that are not in an alliance, you'll often find players that have abandoned the game. And while they won't have any troops defending their city, their resources will continue to build. So you can raid them for nice, quick resources. Other good ways to get resources: go to the radar screen, tap around to see what you want. In this case, some of these quests will get you versatile shards or Fiona shards, and some of these other quests, like the area clearouts, the survivor rescues, you'll get experience, you'll get more survivors added to your camp. Let's add some survivors. And then once you get survivors, when there's a building where you can deploy survivors in order to increase your production, you'll see a little construction worker icon pop up just above the building. So tap the construction worker icon, hit the auto deploy button, and you'll automatically send out as many survivors as you need to. Now, alliance-wise, you want to join an alliance as quickly as possible, because when you're in an alliance, your teammates will be able to help you with construction. Be sure to help them as well by hitting the little handshake icon whenever it pops up. As far as gifts, be sure to claim all these, and there's a lot to claim, so hit the claim all button so you're not spending massive amounts of time. You'll get tons of different boosts here. Speed ups on healing, speed ups on training, resource packages, and be sure to wait to use those resource packages until you actually need the resources, because when they're added to your count, then they can be stolen by other players. But if they're just sitting in your warehouse as these items, they can't be stolen by other players. Rare chests and common chests, claim those too. You can use those later. Over in milestones, this is various alliance milestones. You can claim prizes including skill books, experience chests, etc. Alliance techs. So you have different technologies that can be researched in order to help everybody in the alliance, basically. Now it's up to the alliance leader to pick which ones can be used, but you can donate zennies in order to speed up the unlocking of one of these technologies. For example, this hand-in-hand one increases the amount of ally help time everybody gets in the alliance. And then over here, the alliance leader is the only one that can hit the research button on that. So if you lead the alliance, then you can choose what to research. If you're just a member of the alliance, then wait until the alliance leader picks one of those. And if the leader isn't doing their job, you can bug them about it. Make sure you're part of an active alliance, though. Don't be afraid to leave the alliance, even if you've already teleported your city close to where they're at. Don't be afraid to leave the alliance. You'll get more teleports when you join a new alliance, and you want to be part of an active alliance. So if your alliance is starting to get abandoned or just kind of sucks, ditch it for a new alliance. Now, in the top left corner of the screen, you can do a lot of different things here. You can switch out your avatar. Only if you purchase a top-up, though, can you do a custom avatar. That'll allow you to take a selfie or take a picture of whatever you want. I mean, within reason, of course, and put it as your avatar. So if you want to take a picture of the Tapatio man on a nearby hot sauce bottle, then you can put that. Over here in settings, you got a lot of different stuff you can do. I don't see any evidence of redeem codes here, but maybe they exist on the Android version of the game. Who knows? You can change your national flag. I am not in Brazil, however my alliance is. I'm going to change that, though. Over in general, this Vulkan option that you see, that is a reference to some new graphics API that developers use to get the same graphics on different phones. We can't get this one working. I think that needs another update to the game. But if you enable it, it'll say restart the app to take effect. However, when you restart the app, it'll be disabled again, at least for now. You can turn on and off the sound effects and music. You can clean up your device in order to try to resolve glitches, but you don't really need that otherwise. And if you need to save battery life, you can change out the graphics quality. Or if you're playing this game on an old phone or an old tablet, in order to help it run better. Now, to know if you need to downgrade the graphics, is your battery getting used up real fast, or is your phone getting hot? If it is, then you can do that. Plus, you can also blacklist players that may be griefing you or trolling you if you want to do that. All right. Oh, yeah. For the radar, you have to manually go back and claim your prize after you're done. So be sure to do that. And don't leave the prizes hanging, or obviously you won't be able to use them. Now, the colors denote whether the... All right, getting pulled over to here. So that's how we did the time-limited challenge. That is a lot of experience. Plus, more recruitment tickets. Let's go recruit. Now, occasionally you can get a brand new hero altogether from these, but most of the time you're going to get shards, and sometimes you're going to get items. To see the recruit probability, hit the info button in the top left corner. 3% odds for an orange hero, 13.5% for purple heroes, 27% for blue heroes, and 56.5% for items, which I believe may also count the shards, considering how many shards you get versus how many whole heroes you get. Now you see the quests in the bottom corner. Tap the icon next to the quests in order to see your entire list. Typically it'll only show one main task at a time, but you can complete side tasks. They won't help you get further in the chapter, but they will give you different resources and speed ups in exchange for completing them. And then over in the daily tasks, you can complete various quests in order to gradually unlock this ultra rare chest right here, which has recruitment tickets, orange packs, things like that. Trade contracts can refresh the cargo of the truck. But make sure to always keep as much construction going on as possible, whether it's brand new buildings, and build them even if the game's quests aren't prompting you to. The more powered up everything here is, basically, and the more troops you train, the more powerful your base will be. And then once you build the laboratory, of course, you'll be able to research some new technologies. For example, stacking technique, that'll increase construction speed. Everybody wants to increase construction speed. Why not? So always have some alliance research going on. I mean, not alliance research. Always have some laboratory research going on. What do we got here? Wind turbine power, resource protection. Let's go resource protection. And obviously, the more technologies that you research, the longer it'll take to do each one. So make sure to continue researching, and say if you have some short ones and some long ones, you can save the long ones for before when you go to bed and do the short ones when you're actively playing, or just do them however you want. All right. This is Game Hydro. I think we've covered about all we want to cover. So be sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to see some more topics about Last Z and things we didn't go over, then please leave a comment and we will try to get to it.